This is Neil Ratner Rock Doc here on WDST Radio Woodstock with another episode of This Week in Rock with support from Transcendental and my friend, the amazing dentist and rock star Bruce Milner. Visit Transcendental, his stunning new office at 2 Maverick Road on the corner of Maverick Road and Route 375. On August 5th, 1966, the Beatles released the album Revolver, an album which expanded the boundaries of pop music, revolutionized studio recording, and inspired the development of psychedelic rock, electronica, progressive rock, and world music. George Harrison and John Lennon took LSD for the first time in 1965, when a dentist friend of George turned them and their wives onto the drug. Both were profoundly moved by the experience, and they continued to use the drug, convincing Ringo to join them. Paul at first refused, and it wasn't until after the recording of Revolver that he agreed to try the experience. The songs on the album reflect the group's interest in LSD, Eastern philosophy, and the avant-garde, while addressing themes such as the transcendence of material concerns and death. And since they had no plans to reproduce their new material in concert, the band made liberal use of George Martin's studio technology. Revolver is considered the album on which George Harrison came of age as a songwriter, with George's interest in the music and culture of India and his study of the Indian sitar inspiring him as a composer. Tomorrow Never Knows was the first song the group worked on. The song is known for its pioneering use of sampling, tape manipulation, and other production techniques. Written mostly by Lennon, John sought to capture the atmosphere of a Tibetan Buddhist ceremony. He told George Martin that the song should sound like it was being chanted by 1,000 Tibetan monks, with his vocal evoking the Dalai Lama singing from a mountaintop.
And it was on Revolver that, of course, we have the track Tomorrow Never Knows, which was a great innovation.
That's me in my Tibetan Book of the Dead period. And the expression Tomorrow Never Knows was another of Ringo's. So I gave it a throwaway title because I was a bit self-conscious about the lyrics of Tomorrow Never Knows. So I took one of Ringo's malapropisms, which was like Hard Day's Night, and sort of to take the edge off the heavy philosophical lyrics.
John had this song which was all on the chord of C, which in our minds was okay, like Indian music's all on one chord, perfectly good idea. I was wondering how George Martin was going to take it, because it was a bit of a radical departure, at least we'd had 3 chords, and maybe a change for the middle 8 even, Suddenly this was just John strumming on C rather earnestly.
Slow down or speed up your tape, you can put in backward stuff, you can put in electronic sounds. And this is the kind of thing you can do on recording, but you obviously couldn't possibly do it live, because it is, in fact, making up music as you go along.
John was not mechanically minded, and he took a tape home, and the tape had run off to the other reel, and he put it on like it was the start, but it was the end of the song, and that's when the guitar came.
Okay, let's listen. From Revolver, the Beatles and Tomorrow Never Knows.